What's up everybody? Michael Silva here, going to do some technical analysis on the price of gold. We're going to answer the question if it's a good time to buy gold now or later. And in order to answer that question, we are going to be looking at the technicals from the weekly perspective and the daily perspective. Let's get into it. All right, welcome back. We are here on the weekly time frame looking at the price of gold. Now, if you're new here and this is your first time watching my channel, I did a video on the breakout price right here on this candle. I'm going to put the link up right here and in the link in the description. I also had a video previous to that as well. I'll put that in the description for you if you want to look at my previous history on those videos. Just to recap, for a couple of months we had the price getting tightly wound up within this channel, and then when it did peek its head above it, we said that if we get a weekly close above this channel, we might confirm the breakout, and the next spot to test was going to be that $1,800 level. And as you can see, we had the breakout for the week, then we had somewhat of an indecision candle, we had some sort of a back test and kind of get hung up around this $1,800 level. And in the last 3 weeks, we just made a monster move to the upside for the first time above $2,000. We're at $2,039 right now at this particular point in time. Some very, very bullish momentum, bullish candles. Doesn't get much more bullish than this at this particular time. Let's hop into the daily time frame to get more of a focus on when would be the best time to buy into gold. All right, so we are here on the daily time frame looking at the price of gold, and it has just been on this monster tear. We're going to map out some supports and resistance just to kind of see, hey, if we do get a pullback, where would be the best time to buy? Because if you think about buying right now at this particular time on this big move, you know, you might be safe and you might be lucky, but if it does have a significant pullback, you can technically get trapped within this position for quite some time. So personally, you need to ask yourself this: are you planning on buying gold for 5 to 10 years or for a significant amount of time? Or are you planning on trading gold and just trying to scalp some good profits? The reason why I want you to ask yourself that question is because you're going to have two different answers whether this is a good time to buy gold or not. Now, if you were saying, hey, I want to buy gold for the long time, 5, 10 years, maybe a little bit less, maybe even more, then what you could technically do if you were absolutely wanting to get a buy-in right now, you can do that, but just don't move an entire position size into the price of gold, because chances are we will see a pullback eventually on this move. So if you were to buy a little bit where the price is right here, and then we get this monster pullback down here, you can actually buy some more with your cash on the sidelines. If we get pullback, we can buy some more, and then you could average down the cost of gold. You'd want to pick out a certain area of a stop loss, but like I said, if you are a long-term investor in the price of gold, I personally believe that gold will be headed higher within 5 or 10 years. I think it's going to be significantly higher than its current trading price right now. Now, if you're looking to trade gold, right now might not be the best time to buy, and the reason for that is because of this overextended move. Now, there will be a pullback eventually. When that is, I'm not too sure. We might see this thing continue, and then might get a pullback to say something like that level. But let's go ahead and map out some support and resistance levels to really get a good idea as to where this could pull back to. And right out of the gate, I'm seeing this at 1981 as an area of support. As you can see, the price did a ramp up right here, kind of consolidated sideways, and then we had the break above it these last 2 days. So that 1981 could very well, since it acted as resistance, might act as a level of support. The next level down from that does look like 1900 could be a strong area of support as well. And as you can see, it had some resistance here, and then pulled all the way back on this candle and acted as support and moved higher. So 1900, nice round number, is also looking good. And then also we have a lot of candle wicks here that had kind of ran up through this range and then got rejected all throughout here and then finally broke above. That's at 1815 all the way down to about 1800. I'm going to go ahead and put it at 1815 though. So as you can see, there's multiple levels of support here. So if you were considering buying into gold for the long term, I personally would say wait for pullbacks to these levels as of right now. And if you were planning on trading, I would also wait for pullbacks to these levels as well. And as you can see, when we pull up the Fibonacci retracement tool, where we mark out where the breakout was to right here, you can see that the support levels that we just mapped out are pretty similar in price as to where the Fibonacci retracement levels are. So keep an eye on that 50% retracement level. That one looks pretty spot on at that 1900 level. That should act as a very solid support line. It wouldn't be surprising to me to see a 50% pullback from its recent breakout area. So it would look kind of like this, where it breaks out and then retraces 50%. However, you got to understand that it might not be pulling back at this particular point in time. So you got to constantly have to update this chart to see. So if I remove that level, these are the 3 areas of support that I'd say keep an eye on, and levels that I wouldn't mind buying into, including the 1750. Me personally, I'm kind of hoping for a huge pullback in the price of gold just to be able to get some more. If you look back at this last previous pullback here in March, that was the one really significant one. Had a low of 1452. This just so happens to be the area where I was buying into gold right around in this range. So I have came up quite a bit, and I plan on holding it even longer and buying some more on significant pullbacks. Now, if you're wondering when to sell gold, I did make a video on a gold trading strategy, and it's by using the Dow to gold ratio, and I walk you through a 100-year history. I'll have the link right here and put that in the description as well. It's worth watching. Another chart that you might want to keep an eye on is the dollar index. The dollar has been getting beat up this last month, and the price of gold is going higher and higher. So is gold getting more expensive, or is the dollar just becoming less and less value? So it takes more dollars to buy the same amount of gold. Keep an eye on that chart because it does look like the breakdown of the dollar is continuing to move lower and lower. However, if we do see a spike in the dollar, you might see the pullback in the price of gold. Now the dollar, or the DXY, you can pull up that chart. It is very overextended to the downside, so it wouldn't be too shocking to see some sort of a bounce here in the near future with the dollar chart. Now I did a technical analysis on the DXY, and I'll put the link right here, and I'll put that in the description as well. Now I haven't done one of these gold technical analysis videos for quite some time, but just know that if you don't know already, where the price is currently trading is an all-time market high. So the price of gold has never been trading in the 2000s in history. So if I scroll back all the way to 2011, I'll go on the weekly time frame to do it. You can see that here in 2011 was the all-time market high, and that was 1920. We've just made this huge multi-$100 move from 1749 to 2038 in just such a short period of time. It wouldn't be shocking to see some sort of pullback here in the near future. But with what's going on with the Federal Reserve and all this stimulus and all this money printing, all this debt being issued, all these junk bonds being bought up, it's not shocking to me to see this price going up. And that's why I was talking about it in March when we saw that significant pullback. All right, everybody, that is all I have for you on today's video of whether you should be buying gold right now or waiting a little bit later. See you later.